Welcome back. So I pulled some cards. I recorded some videos earlier, and pretty much I heard it's too much information. People are not ready for that information. Gifts are being upgraded, and timelines have shifted already without people understanding or knowing it. The ones that understand and know it, you're on your highest timeline. It says personal issues will reach resolutions. Full moon in Cancer. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. Nothing will come of this situation. Void of cursed moon. Okay. So when I was asking about the energy in the very beginning, because this is going to be the second video, the phone fell and it shut off. It was the Death and the Ace of Swords, which is the truth. And then I wanted to clarify Death card. The Sun. Balancing both energies. Death and rebirth. Well, pretty much everybody's going through a death and rebirth. Being upgraded, balancing the energies. Again, was trying to find out timelines and where people are at in the sense. The RICO charges and the aspects of those timelines almost 3 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago. And then I went, again, I don't know if I said, oh, my right ear started to ache. Again, when I start to channel my left ear, I will start to get like a rubbing in it. I'll start to, not itch, but I know that's when my guides are speaking with me. Ooh, something about somebody's ear. Oh my God. Implants. Fake ones, but implants is what I had heard before. Okay. So that part, I went to look at the real tarot of housewife. I did a video on her a while back. I don't know how long ago. Well, I was looking at that one, her page, all the videos are down. There was one on there that she was asking about tarot. Again, I won't go into it, but YouTube is erasing comments and things like that. So we already know this. But she was talking about, well, let me take one step back. 1313. I didn't even know that she had a true crimes channel. Okay. I would watch her a little bit. Not too much. On the healing journey, I mean, I guess there's certain parts of healing that you had to do. And that's why I think the 3-year part, the timelines back then, because if people are still on that, then that's your timeline, I guess. Yeah. So 3-year, 2-year, and now the highest, because of the RICO charges, and those were spoke on, and about corrupt judges were spoke on years ago. Okay. The date, rape, drugs, and all these things that were happening, they were spoke on a year and a half, 2 years ago again. A reading can be past, present, future. So what we need to understand is whoever you're watching, make sure that you're truly understanding. And I don't want to bash anybody, but the truth is the truth. When I went to see her video, or see her channel, she had the bread, breaking bread, okay? That video that she had made, that I seen, and now all the videos are gone. It was her saying she had a breakdown And then there's no other videos. So there was she had a 505. She had a breakdown. 511. So clarifying everything. I had to pause the video. Okay. She came out and said she was a fraud. It was around a pandemic and all that. Turned around and embezzled $500,000 and thought it's okay. And then turned around and said, well, we're going to do spiritual bread and you can pray with me and all this. Because this is about the Lord. First and foremost, it's about the answers. It's about God. Whoever you subscribe to, but the Most High, okay? Angels and ancestors are around. They've been around me. They're around me all the time. Eagles are significant. Butterflies. The eagles fly over me. I think I posted it. I always see them above me. Okay, birds are always coming at me. Coming at me. They're present. They're making sure the signs are here so that you're seeing them. That's all I can tell you. That pay attention. Because people aren't reading between the lines. Because they're giving you blurred lines so that you can't understand. Sometimes we got to talk in riddle and rhymes. Because people aren't ready to jump timelines. And when I say jump timelines, if you jump timelines, then you open your mindset and you change your mind. Change your mind. And people aren't ready for that. People aren't ready to be woke. They may say they are, or be conscious. Because to being the death and Ace of Swords, 7-11. Something about somebody's car, gas. I'm going to get one more card on the Ace of Swords. Because, let me get one. Can I get one card? One card. What is it? The energy of the one card. Success. I got success here. Could be Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, then Leo, Virgo. Again, balancing. So for the chosen ones, you're in alignment. Again, y'all jump timelines, okay? You're in your highest timeline. The thing is that wait. Why does she think it's okay to keep that money? It's embezzlement. She was going to have to deal with that. That's why she hadn't done any video. But then I seen some videos that were made about the crime channel. And there was another reader, and then there was somebody else that posted a video talking about, well, she wouldn't, as a medium, channeler, channel divine messages, channel messages. This game, spiritual game, is not easy. This walk, not easy. But better believe, you better be on your P's and Q's, if that's what you're doing, and that's what you're. I came into this journey seeing energy. That's it. Again, it's not proving anything now. So I don't want to get into that because I'm going to tell you this. Whoever y'all are and whoever is on these other timelines, they've been doing it lifetimes. Okay, because we came in lifetimes. 926. They've been doing it generations over generations and generations. It has been what was set the course. And they understood this. And people want to say conspiracy theories. They want to say all these things. No. They're scared of y'all's gifts. They're scared of our gifts. Because we truly are getting messages. And they knew this day would come. They just didn't expect it. Okay? Nobody ever expected it. That's the truth. Could be seeing 10s. These downloads are so 1010. These downloads are so horrific in the way that they come through and what I've seen. It's not funny. Because for them to set the precedent and the narrative of your life, and I'm going to say this again, of your lives, and to ruin lives, but to do this to your energies, because you were meant to have anxiety. You were meant to have bipolar, anger issues, children taken, CPS issues, spell work, broken homes, moms, dads in prison. Again, the ones that I'm speaking to that are here, and again, there are groups, there's here on a purpose. Everybody has a purpose, but are you going to step into it? So, for them to do that and not have any remorse and literally control everything of your life, and I say lifetimes, because in the last videos, when they can change something and then make you feel a way, some type of way, because that's how they separated the communities. That's how they stayed rich and kept you poor, because there's really no in between. It was an orchestrated plan. 300 years, 200 years, centuries, like I said, lifetimes, because, well, the Bible doesn't believe in reincarnation. So if they're able to change and set the tone, well, then they can set the churches. But first, before I go into that, the spiritual churches, what is it? The ones that the elite go to, that they have to pay and all this stuff, that is used as money laundering. Yes, I say money laundering. That's what they're doing with those churches. You give them money and then you get it back. How do you think they stay rich? Just like all of the fundraisers that they would say, going back to like aid, Live Aid, even though all of those were for the pockets of the elite. 1322. There was never given to, it didn't help anybody except for the rich. Why? Again, when I start to channel, that's what's coming in. So when they start to look at the records, then you'll understand. Because what has happened is sickening. Again, Sean Combs lost control. And he is not getting out. He's going to serve the rest of his life in prison, along with a lot of other people. Like I said, that's why I'm asking about the timeline and where the shifts. Because in order for people to awaken and to understand what is going on, 1414, they need to change their mindset and they need to broaden their horizon. And again, they wanted to keep you in a lack mentality, but in a situation of not understanding what a narcissist is, understanding what true love is, unconditional love, understanding that they're able to, in 1441, pretty much introduce things that you really don't have. Like I said, not so fast, chronic kidney disease. Wow. They told me to turn it back on because I was trying to skip the commercials. I was just talking about that, and that's why they told me to turn it back on. to let it play through it because they're talking about a disease. Okay. Anxiety is something that you're given. Bipolar is being angry, not understanding that your energy and not understanding how to transmute it. But when I tell you that, okay, the elites, the forefathers were all white, and they set the Constitution to their standards. What does that mean? Well, the mindset of a white person, white man, because it didn't have no women in there. It just had white men sitting around, setting the tone for our lives. And I said it, our lives, your lives, days of our lives. Because if you know what to control, well, then you can control the masses. Because if you control the government, as I said before, 1611, that's what you do to stay in power. And if you control the music industry, that's where you control the money. And you control the narrative. These things have been happening years and years, and they want to say conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory when it's the truth. Because that's why the first card was towers. Because death is coming. And sorry for anybody that has lost one, because I did see some energies that were with their eyes closed now and older. So if you have lost somebody, sorry. My condolences. Because death is not easy. But when you have somebody that, people that don't care anything but themselves and what happens to them, that's it. So what that means is, well, slavery. How do you break a person? You make them feel inhuman. You make them have no esteem. You make sure they don't know what love is. Because what I saw and what I'm seeing is inhumane what the slave owners did to the slaves. But at the same time, they needed to, again, because you got light, dark skin, yellow bones and things like that. Well, they had to do that because they needed the community to divide it. That's it. How do you conquer and win things? Is you divide communities. You divide, well, separation. Classes. What they didn't understand and they didn't realize is that we're in our power. We called our power back because I know I did. I don't have an anxiety. I'm not nervous. I'm on my highest timeline. What can I tell you? Everything it's nothing. There's nobody in my energy. They didn't want you to know what love is. They didn't want you to know what narcissist is. They didn't want you to understand what they've done to keep your children away from you. Because I'm talking about the younger, and this goes back to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Because they wanted the men, the dads in prison. The moms single and worried about everything. So they don't respect themselves. They don't love themselves. They don't know how to love their children. And the ones that did, they protected them as best they could. But the thing is that truly it was a cycle that kept repeating. And it's going to keep repeating until people understand this. But without realizing it, people are going to prison and they're going to pass away. Because when I say DNA activations, that is what's happening. Do you think we're alone? No, we're not alone. Do you think I can speak the way I'm speaking? Because my ancestors are around me. when you walk in blind faith and you understand what this is about, well, first and foremost, if I'm going to say this, if the forefathers are white and that's their mentality and the mentality is to control something, well, what about what we want? The blacks, the Mexicans, the Indians. But what about that? Where's that mindset? And it's never changed, because when they were trying to change it back then, the slave owners didn't want to change it because it was in the best interest for them to keep it that way so they can control it. Again, it's been controlled for centuries. Rich stay rich, poor stay poor. But if you don't open your mindset and you don't understand, well, then you're going to stay stuck. And then you're going to get rolled over. Because your timelines haven't shifted. And you don't even realize it. Because truly, and if you're watching tarot, any kind of readings, please use your discernment. These readings aren't for everyone. And I told you, and I said it before, the readings that they're for non-ether beings. They're not for unawakened individuals. You can kind of move a little bit. I mean, I was able to move, but I came in with seeing energies, clairvoyance. Until you can admit who you are and admit your energy, then you can be able to move and start to heal and start to understand and start to go in and start to look at yourself. And that's the hardest thing to do. But to truly understand. But once you ascend and you start to truly align with your higher self, your Akashic records are open and more things are here. People don't want to hear because they're not ascended. They want to tell you you're crazy. You're not crazy. So they'll label something delusional, schizophrenic. Really? When I can show you the energy. And plus, watch this. I'm not the one that's scared that is being haunted. Because if I know, which I do, I know how powerful my ancestors, because one thing you need to understand, know your bloodline. See, they didn't want you to know certain things because then you'll know who you are. That's why they wanted women stuck. That's why the Bible, the women served the men, in the sense, because I had pulled a card and it was earlier in the other messages. This was for the other ones. But this was the last card that came out. Okay? This was self-acceptance, because who I'm speaking to now, you accepted yourself. You know who you are and you know your power. And you called your power back, and you're not in a lack mentality, lack mindset or anything. You are on your highest timeline and you are moving forward. Because they just want to keep people angry. The thing is that, well, being angry and being worried, that gives you the anxiety, and then they start giving you ulcers and things like that. So they know how to manifest, make things manifest in your life, because it's happened lifetimes and generations and generations. But they know how to divide communities, and it was a plan to keep everyone blinded with blinders on, because if they control the media, then they can tell you what they want to tell you, and they can set the tone for you to believe what you want to believe. And if that's what it is, then that's what it is. But when you realize that destinies were stolen, children were unalived, the energies was harvested, the organs were taken. When I say that, it's two different things. See, if you could set the tone for the churches, and when I say set the tone for the churches say certain things, well, then this is demonic then. But we're talking about the Lord, the Son. I'm sorry. Again, when I start the channel, I get a little passionate, because the downloads that I receive, and that my soul tribes and the ones that were here they're the same, and that's not good, because people's mindset is in lack, and that's how they keep you. because they need you to be worried. They need you to, it was a design plan to keep everyone stuck and to keep everybody scared so they could set the tone and they could do what they wanted. So the government can control everything, tell you what you do and everything. But if they are hiding things and they're the ones setting the tone of the attacks, because they can tell you whatever they want and you're going to believe it because you got the blinders on and you're not woke. Because if you were, you would read between the lines. And if you're watching tarot, and that's the problem, the elites were told about the collapse. They don't want to believe it. They didn't see the end of this. They didn't see this day. Epstein knew too much. Diddy lost control. When I had heard the last video, created a monster. And that's it. But that is another story because 2616, and it can't be another story, but it is. Because it's so far-fetched that it's real. Just like movies. See, they're telling us these things without you really realizing it. Area 51. Closing on things, but they're just like they made that movie. Oh my God, that was coming in. With Robert De Niro, where they created the wars. Thank you, spirits. See, I work really closely with my ancestors. I don't even need the cards. It's just people like to see cards and then, well, if you're watching any kind of readings and they're giving you advice, they do the work. Looking for love. Yeah, love's going to come in when you change your heart and you open your heart for love to come in. And you truly balance your energy and you understand who you are and you understand your energy. Nobody else's, because that's what they didn't want you to know. What your energy is. Not everybody knows. That people don't know. So if they can swap energies and swap destinies, that's a 2727. That's another story for another day. But is it? Because it's happening now. It's happening now. But anybody that has to sit with herself, and now this is to the ones that swapped destinies and had done things that is, just let's say, mind of a menace. Man. The reason why they were able to control the certain things is because Diddy didn't have a father. His father was murdered. So you go back to the days of the mobs. Harlem. Larger than life figures. Nicky Barnes. Frank Lucas's. But the government brought it in to corrupt the communities. They just never realized they created billionaires, millionaires. All of the hidden truths, the blinders that they kept you in, the lack-minded, because without a true parent or role model there. 2850 as I resume this video. So if they're able to control everything, because I forgot where I left off, then they're able to control you. Because they're telling you what to do and they're telling you what you're seeing because you're paying attention to the news and everything. When the churches won't tell you about the protection that we need, that it's a spiritual battle, spiritual warfare, that 2929 may be significant, that spell work, because it's okay for the priest to molest the children and to sweep it under the rug. It's okay because it's an in-house thing. It's okay for them to create their churches and create their own beliefs. Because that's what they've done. They created their own gods. They created human gods. I'm going to say it one more time. They created human gods. Nobody is more powerful than the Most High, my Father, Mother, but the ancestors that are around us. Because if they set the tone and they want to say it's demonic, well, then I'm sorry. Say what you want. But what my gifts are, they're very important to help people to move forward, to help heal that heart that people cannot, they can't understand how to fix it. And you can't fix nothing, you gotta mend it. Because a broken heart it can take you out. They never wanted you to understand that your energy, and that they harvested and that they changed it, and they wanted to stay the same. So why is it that it's so hard to change the Constitution? To change things and everybody be in agreements? Because it doesn't set it doesn't confine to their agenda. So as blinders on, stay how you're going to stay, because everything is learned. You don't learn racism, you don't learn jealousy, you don't learn anger. You don't even learn love. Because honestly, you never knew it. They didn't want you to know it because that's how they controlled it, because then you're in a cycle. So that's what's been done to change your destinies, to change your path, and to control the narrative. The societies of the witches, well, they knew about the magic. The ancestors came and bring it to them. That's why they're here. That's why they've been here. That's why people are. Anyways, Sean Combs will never be out of prison. He will be behind bars with his sons. You heard it here first. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Oprah, and all of the other stars that ever did anything to step on somebody, and everything is going to be coming out, because yes, our gifts are real, and yes, it's been in the readings. You just didn't know it. You don't think we know this? We didn't. That it's here, that who they're speaking on. Not everybody, because not everybody's speaking on the truth. Again, like I'm saying, their cards. I don't need cards. The downloads that came in, how they raped the black men to keep them, to take their humanity. Their humanity. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's what happened. The slave owned. See, it was something that's just so, it's passed down. Well, if you're a racist, your dad's a racist, you're a racist. And it's passed down as something that's in your, then it just becomes your bloodline. I'm sorry to tell you, because it's something that you have in your heart, and you pass it down, and you can't get it out of your heart. That's why all of the people that marry for money, bigwigs, they're unhappy. So they want you to be unhappy. See, the energies they're pulling is not yours. But if you listen and you don't understand your timeline, you don't even understand your energy, then you don't even know that that's not even you, because you're listening to readings and you're thinking this. Well, know who's your energy. Know who's around you. And know if you're lack-minded, know if you're in anxiety. Because I'm telling you like this, there are people that are scared.
It's time to say, not so fast, chronic kidney disease.
3410. So as I had to pause these videos, the downloads come in more and more. So the molestations that had happened in families throughout time, that were swept under the rug, put in the closet, because it's taboo to speak about, because they don't want you to know about hormones, because it's something that, again, if they set the tone, you don't talk about it. So that you can not understand what you're going through, because then they teach it in school, and they don't even really teach it well. Because how do you think they got the young men that came into the industries? Well, as a man, I'm going to tell you, young boy, young person, yes, I love to sleep with your teacher. It's fine. So who wouldn't have a Mary J. Blige, whatever the case is, a Beyonce? But they're doing it for a reason that you don't even know, let's just say. Well, then they're able to do something to change the narrative, and that means to make the men feel inhuman. Again, you can't judge somebody, and once again, we're not here to judge. That is the problem. When the churches say when we have an opinion, and that means we're judging, we can have an opinion, but we're not here to judge. When you have an open mind, you can understand and you can use your own discernment. You can use your own judgment. Because if you're letting somebody tell you what to think, then that's it. That's what they done. So it's okay that you were taken advantage of as a child. It's okay that Uncle Howard, Uncle Bobby, Uncle Red, Reuben, they took advantage and it was just done because that's what they said. Because if anybody knew, oh, our family would look, they wouldn't let, they want to keep everything quiet. But they don't talk about that, so they want to talk about what they're not showing you. Creating all the false narratives. 9/11, JFK, the Bay of the Pigs, Vietnam War, what? Desert Storm. Things that were induced so that we could go and control and go get what we needed. Because, well, the government does what they want regardless. But if they say this and you believe it, well, we were attacked by Muslim. We weren't. It was done by their own government. George Bush, matter of fact. 37. Yeah, I said it before. See, I'm not scared to say it. What am I? If you don't like it, well, then that's stuffed titty, said the kitty. Because you're stuck. And that's why that conspiracy movie with Mel Gibson, everything was real. I mean, but it's just a movie, let's just say. Just like a man calling his mom after he sexually assaults a person, a woman, that did nothing to him, just to control. And his mother turned around and, well, who calls his mother anyways? Well, a scared boy that's selfish, that don't care about nobody but himself, and literally has no empathy for nobody. That is honestly a monster. But truly needs help. He does. See, instead of helping what the government created, the addictions, the alcoholics, everything, instead of helping the U.S., they say we're going to help the countries over there, and they don't even help. They just keep the money for themselves. Oh yeah, did he give $100 million? No, he did not. They're gonna start looking at the records. It's all laundering monies. Why do you think J.K. was assassinated? Because when you double cross the most powerful, and that's why they did the investigation, the most powerful individuals. Because if you're more powerful than the government, that they can't have, but they tell you what they want to hear, what you want to hear. Well, no, there was no black man that imported all this. Yes, it was. Infected generations. to fund the wars. But to change the narrative of your life, to take your fathers and mothers out, to turn them into addicts, and then for you to be without parents, not all. For you not to know what love is, so when you grow up, you're in an unloving home and you're in a narcissist situation and you don't even realize it because you don't know what it is. Instead of giving people rehabilitation when they go to prison, they lock them up like animals, keep them in cages because that's what it was meant to do. They set the tone. To have the racists passed down for generations to control the narrative, the people, 44. But to control you as an individual. Because why didn't the churches tell you we reincarnate? Why didn't the churches tell you your energy? Why didn't they tell you you're a spiritual being? Why didn't they tell you it's a spiritual warfare? It's spiritual battle. How to protect yourself. Yeah, but when you walk with God and you're in the, yes, I'm a walking by faith. The Lord's around me right now. That's it. Is this I know this is not, because what is needed to know? What do you need to know? Pride. That's the first card. That was on top. Back and then center. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. See, they didn't want you to do this. They didn't want you to love yourself. They didn't want you to know what love truly is. Because honestly, I didn't. 41. I didn't love myself. If I did, I wouldn't have cheated. I wouldn't want my cake and eat it too. I wouldn't have been a sex addict. But no, that's not true. You can't be a sex addict. You can't, because that's not real. It's not sex. I'm sorry. But I never knew what a true relationship was, because broken homes. I was from a broken home. See, the ones that are here doing, they had the hardest life. We signed up for this. We signed up to come in to regain what was taken. That's what they didn't want you to know or me to know. But when you truly work for God and you have gifts, then you already know this, and you know your energy, and you've done this work, and you've been here, and you understand it. I know what's going on everywhere. I know what's up. Come on now. You don't think I know what's happening with and who's... I'm not looking at love. I'm not looking at none of those stuff. Because right now, there's things that are coming out that is going to change people's forever. Like I said, 9/11 changed New York, and it changed the country. And that's getting ready to happen again, because when you're about to find out the information that you're not able to receive because you are closed-minded, and you will just click off this video and you won't even be here this long. And you don't even know your own energy, because they set the tone. The forefathers did. Yeah. This great country has been built on racism. It's been built on neglect. It's been built on from narcissists. Everybody's unhappy because money doesn't give you love. You can't take that money with you, because as quick as God gives it, He takes it. And that's why the first card was death. Literally, death. People are dying. They're going to. It's nothing that you can prevent, because death is inevitable. But when you've really done something, and you truly don't want to tell us about the dark high priest that you have, Oprah. I don't want to call her many other names, but yeah, that's because those tunnels are very significant to these traffickings. Because why do you think they had them? Why do you think they were connected? Why do you think Diddy and all them were connected? Oprah, everybody. Everything was conspiracy. Everybody was plots to control the narrative, but control the information that you receive. My God, my crown is on fire right now, because that's how they keep you on a leash. and stuck. 45 as I restart this message. So what is it that's the past? Blame. Because everybody's blaming everybody. Past, present, future. Everybody is blaming everybody. Except for the person that... and the one that did it. I accept responsibility for my well-being. The thing is nobody takes blame. Everybody will push it on somebody else. That's why they set the tone. I mean, this day and age. But I'm going to ask you, how were they so quick to Oswald? And then they already said 3 bullets. It's pretty. But when the Kennedys, that's the curse. It's a curse. He cursed his bloodline. They cursed their bloodline. That's why. I'm sorry. The Spirit wanted me. That's why it came through, because the curse of the Kennedys. No, Joe Kennedy. He cursed his bloodline because prohibition. Well, they meant to make addicts, alcoholics, because they took something and said it was illegal. Because nobody knows how to moderate anything. Go hard or go home. And to create addicts, and yes, it's hard as a younger. It'll control you. But if you understand what it is, nothing controls you. But heroin, opioids, heroin is 46 is the most addicting because it's addicting. That's it. Your body needs it. And that's it. If you don't get it, you physically get sick. So that has a hold of you. See, everything has been here from God, the Creator, the Almighty, the Almighty, the Holy Spirit, created the hemp plant, the poppy seed, cocoa plant, because that's natural remedies. But when the devil and these people mix substances, well, then you create something, and it was meant to happen. You didn't think that they made deals with the devils? You don't think that they made deals with the devils to gain the control? But then when they get too big or they lose control, then they go in and start to attack me. But they don't tell us this. That's why when they took out Kennedy, because Joe needed help. Because he knew to control everything, you control the government. And when you control the government, you control the narrative. But when you don't keep your promise to the most powerful, and when I say that, because they didn't exist, and you start to attack them because they got too big, and then, well, J. Edgar Hoover was assigned, well, a cultist. Well, what do you think is going to happen when you start to investigate the ones that helped you? And y'all had an agreement. And then you went back on your agreement. Well, check this out. They're going to cut the head off the snake. 48. That's what they did. Because Bobby, you can't go and investigate the people that helped you and break the alliance. Because that alliance is what holds everything together. That's why when your ball is your word, your balls are your word. Because that's all you have in this world. Stand on what you say, mean what you're saying. Accept responsibility for your actions. Take full blame. Don't blame your past. Don't blame how you grew up. Don't blame anybody but yourself. Because you can't blame anybody but you for your situation that you went through. And everybody wants to blame everybody else but except for themselves. They never take accountability for any actions. They'll blame it on this. They'll blame it on that. However, whatever the case is. I can't read. I couldn't read. But I'm street smart. Common sense. That has nothing to do with anything. Dyslexic, yeah. Disability. not a disability. It's an ability. See, they want to make things and make people think that they're no self-esteem, and that's how they do it. They start from a child. And what do you think this has been about? You as a child having no esteem, no self-esteem, no love, don't have parents at home, broken homes. And how do you think it starts? It starts from the children because of how the parents are. Because it's taught. And the children are the most cruelest. Why do you think they picked Diddy? Because Diddy was the only child. Selfish individual, very selfish. But he was, when I say selfish, because he was the only child. But that's what they wanted. They wanted 50-50. They wanted people without parents. Why do you think social service came and took your children? Because they turned you on to addicts. That's how they controlled your children. That's why they're able to throw them in prisons and throw away the key. But they didn't want to tell you this, and they take it to the grave. But no, it's coming out, and it's here. It's in the readings. People just ain't paying attention. They're not understanding timelines. Everybody's, it's going down. It's depending on what timeline you're on and what you believe in. And if you're going to understand that it's time to change. But if you don't want it, well, then you're going to stay stuck. And you're going to get what's coming. Because truly, as I said, God is real. I ain't gonna make it because it's at the heart space. Honesty. See, the cards are confirmation. Okay? As they say, confirmation on what, not story, what truth is being spoke. Honesty. There's no reason for me to lie, because building something on a false foundation, well, it's gonna crumble, and everything else is crumbling. I can't always accept the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself, and that's what they don't want. For you to be truthful to yourself and who you are, and understand we are energy, that we are spirits, and they are here, and they're around us. And they're being haunted. My crown is on fire already. Like, oh my gosh. They want you to be blinded. They want you to think conspiracies. Well, you can think what you want, and elite can think they're not going down, and they can think Diddy's God, and he's holier than thou. Because when you control the media, Oprah, and you go after Michael, and you change the tone, because the true ones you're hiding. Birds flock together. One of the feathers flock together. One of a kind. Like Bill Cosby. Come on. Hey, whatever. See, when you don't know somebody and they wear a mask, and they're secretly doing sex magic, and they're secretly sleeping with everybody, and they're all doing it because they've been doing it to get the power, to get the money, or selling their souls, and they're thinking they can control the narrative. They think they're God. Nobody's God, I'm telling you. This is energy, and these are telling you what you need to know. Your ancestors are telling you. I ask what you need to know and understand to move forward, to be a better person, how to help yourself become the best version. The thing is that when you don't realize certain things, and you want to stay blinded, and you don't want to look at what happened to you when you're a child, or look at what your mother went through or your father went through. But most of all, what the government did. The forefathers set the tone. The clan, the racists, the dividing of cultures. Because they're not helping nobody but themselves. And if they're going to tell you what you want to hear and believe, then that's what's going to happen. And you're going to believe it and you're going to stay stuck. And you're not moving forward. And you probably have to do it again, or you may come back as a cat. Because you're sacrificing animals. That's for somebody here. Chickens. See, when they've been doing this work, and see, when you're able to see things and you're able to see what they've done, it's not good and it's ugly. Because when they're raping their own children, sleeping with their daughters, mothers, because that's how you keep your bloodline pure. That's why they got anyways. When people think it's okay to judge somebody, watch this. We're not here to judge. We can't judge because we gotta judge ourselves. We gotta understand. Nobody's perfect. But it's okay. But when they tell you something's wrong, and then you start to believe it, well, that's your problem. That's why you got anxiety. That's why you're worried. Because you've done things you shouldn't have. By taking people out, controlling their destinies, because people want to be in power. Just like now that all this is out, see, Diddy went wild. Girls gone wild. It created a monster. Yes, they went in and got the tapes and everything, but when you, oh my God, unalive people and the families are involved just to stay in power. See, when he created that empire of money laundering, the acts of terrorism. Yeah, acts of terrorism, because when you terrorize them, that's an act of terrorism. Why do you think they put RICO charge? Because they knew how big it's going to be and what has to happen. Because this has to change and it's going to change. Because they know, because they had to sit with themselves. And when you have to sit with yourself, and even if you're, getting things off your chest and you knew about it, you're going down too. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. See, nobody wants to believe what people are saying until it's too late. See, when you make somebody look crazy like they did Britney Spears so that Beyonce could be on top, and then the other people, and that Justin Timberlake could be on top. See, people are been saying about Diddy and all this stuff. Well, the reason why they were on it, telling him, because, yeah, he had them on tape too. But it doesn't matter, certain things. See, that's okay. But that's how you control somebody. See, that's because you're worried about your ego. See, a man has, this first, you gotta drop your ego on everything. Because truly to love yourself, you understand, you can't be in no ego. You can't. You gotta walk in the light. That don't mean you don't have darkness. Balance them. When I say dark, hey, I choose not to be angry. I choose to be calm. I choose to have nobody in my energy and how to transmute it. Because I'm an alchemist of energy. I've been in this spiritual game over 6 years. Been with the Lord my whole life. First and foremost. But the churches controlled the narrative. because the government did it in the very beginning. They put the blinders on because if the church say so, that's it. But then here you go, they make their own churches, and then they make their own rules. That's why they kept everything in-house. Nothing would come out about the actors being raped and all these things. Oh, you think I can't see what's in people's spirit? You think I can't see what's on them, the entities that they have? Oh, they're all guilty. Jay-Z, they have all these spirits on them. I mean, and that's not spirits, it's ugliness. Because their souls are ugly. Every single one of those, I see blackness. Because for you to, sit there and take pictures and knowing what's happening, getting ready to happen, that you're not saying nothing, because if you say something, then it can be used against you. So if you don't say nothing, you be silent, you don't think you're going to worry. No. Because people are coming out of the woodworks, and nothing is going to stay in the past. Because you stepped on people to get where you're at. You want to lie people, and everything that they said it wasn't. It was cover-ups to control the narrative, to control the money, to control the power, because they don't want you to have wisdom and knowledge, and that's the key. Because if you know your energy and you know your spirit and you know who you are up there, then you know there's no problems, because you're very powerful. Very powerful. And that's what they're scared of, because they don't have the foresight. Because truly, they live in darkness. And they do rituals. It worked for a long time. Because people are unhealed and they didn't love themselves. So if you don't love yourself, it doesn't really matter. They can control you. They keep you on food stamp welfare. Let's have children and we can get welfare. I'm sorry. That's what they control, whatever. And if you don't have no dads around or no moms around, we're just going to give you anxiety and we're going to give you ulcers. Because you're worried about everything, and then mom got ulcers from worrying so much. But if it's okay to beat women and you accept it, well then, that's not a man, because that's what my father did. See, men, again, I didn't want to do that in my relationship. So yeah, I was a narcissist in a sense. But when we understand this journey and we do the work and do the healing and go within to understand this is bigger than all of us, and to truly just help another person. When people are greedy and they don't realize money's just energy and they're going to lose everything, and truly they're cursing their bloodlines and they're taking them out. Just like JFK did. Diddy. Jay-Z's. Because what y'all don't realize, what nobody realizes, that God, ancestors are all real and they're all here. And those cult societies that had to sign something and to blood oath and to, if it's Fight Club, what Fight Club? If it don't exist, it's not real. But they'll make a movie about it. To mine, fuck you. Just like the industry made the movies for the scary movies, so kids would have nightmares because they knew the kids' energies and they knew where the gifts were because they were told about it. But when you think you're God and you created your own God to worship, well, you done lost. And you sold your soul, and then you got entities. Well, y'all are fucked. Y'all don't even know what's coming for y'all. What I seen, like I said, they're wiping out everything. And people don't believe what I'm saying. That's fine. You don't have to believe. Watch certain readings and understand the energy. But don't say I didn't tell you and I haven't been warning you. Because all it has to do is open your heart to the Lord. Lord, come into my heart. I'm ready to receive you. Take over my life. Forgive me for my sins. I'll be a better person tomorrow. I'll be a better person today. I know you don't want me to fail. You just want me to rise. You want me to just get up. That's it. Ask them to come in. And the wheel will start moving. People don't realize the separations and timelines and how this works. When I'm making my videos in it, it's changing. Because we're all connected. That's what y'all don't realize. We are all connected. We are all one. That's why circle of life. But if you don't understand this and you don't open your mind and change your mindset and get out of what they put you in, then pobrecitas, it's going to be so hard. Because Diddy, oh shit, he's never seen the light of day. And like I said, he's probably going to take his own self out. Because when you have to sit by yourself, with yourself, and you don't even like yourself, no. I'm sorry. It's the truth, though. That man don't like himself, because if he did, I was guided to grab a prayer. For the Lord your God is he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to give you victory. Man, again, see yourself. For the Lord your God, for the Lord your God, it's he who goes with you to the light, for you against your enemies, to give you victory. See, you can never fail when you're with the Lord. I got to grab an ISIS card. I'm just gonna grab the energy. I want to see the energies of little confirmation at the bottom. Oh, accent power mysteries. What is it? What is here? Healing the divine masculine. Orisha rises. Osira rises, sorry. Oh, you're very powerful. Let me explain something. This is everyone. All of the chosen ones. This is who you are. Because there's no gender in tarot. Because once you understand, you're balanced. Masculine or feminine. This is who you are. That's how powerful you are. That's your energy. They don't want you to know this. The High Priestess. Mysteries revealed in the Eye of Isis. Eye of Horus. And then the Rising Sun. Boom. There we go. Because y'all are the Rising Suns. There's energies waiting to come through. Again, waiting. And that's what they've been blocking. They know this. See, they set the narrative. They literally... But truly, when you think outside the box and you really think about it, and if that man had that many bottles of baby oil and they had that in it, then what is so far-fetched of him putting things in people's drinks? See, when you're able to change somebody's destiny to somebody else to get in there, swap, and then control everything that's been controlled, has been passed down. Done it for centuries. We just never wanted to believe it, honestly. You never wanted to believe it. They never wanted you to know who you are. Confirmation. Because Aya Horus, the High Priestess, the Sun. There we go. This is y'all's energy. This is who y'all are. You're in your power. You are the high priestess. You are seeing things and you're not crazy. And you are the rising. You are on your journey. You are on your path. That's it. Some tarot here real quick. What is it that we need to know? What is it that we need to know? That we need to know. Alright, kind of, but no. Who does they need to know? That's it. Well, Queen of Wands. Nine of Cups. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we want it. There we go. So, we have Three of Pentacles, Unions, Ace of Wands. Second time. We have the Emperor. We have the King of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords, Ace of Wands, Three of Pentacles. Yes. Woo. Yes. That's how they want you to stay. They created everything for you. Freedom, hopeful, empowered, healing, surrender. Feeling trapped, hopelessness, imprisonment, paralyzing fear. That's how they're keeping you. Lack of teamwork. They didn't want nobody to be teamwork. It was always competition. They had to separate everybody in order for everybody to be on top. And they always wanted to create jealousy. So if they create all these things and you don't realize it, well then you don't know what to look at. And if they created a narrative not to love, and we don't know what love is, because honestly, none of us really did until we got on this journey, the spiritual. I thank my ancestors and I think my guides, thank God, but I thank my soul tribe out there, the ones that did this, didn't even know my energy, didn't know who I was. I knew my energy and I knew certain things, but the walking and the understanding that they did, and hey, what do you want me to tell you? The ancestors, your higher self, is telling you what you got to do. Nobody's perfect, but moving forward and understanding, your heart is light as a feather. You love unconditionally. You do everything from a loving space because you know your thoughts are powerful, and you know how powerful your prayers are. And you know what you put out, you get back, and you understand you don't speak on anybody. You don't judge anybody, and you keep everything balanced. Because once you do that, you're able to move forward and not worry about anything else. Because God has you, your ancestors do, and you understand that you're not alone. And they wanted to keep you like that. And that's how the things that has been done is unexplainable, unreal, and inhumane. And once we understand this, then that's when the healing journey can begin. But in order for that to happen, you're going to see the tower moments, because towers are here. That was the first card. Death. I get an oracle card. Contemplation. Shows your support. Contemplation, Leo. Look at that little child, the butterflies. See, contemplation. You're you're in your head. You're not open your mind. That little girl, that little boy that's deep down inside, that's troubled, that's unhealed, that truly is screaming to come out. Help me, help. Help me, help me. That truly, they just want to be loved. They just want to be heard. They don't want to be scared anymore. And that child that used to dream is dreaming again. Truly aspired to become their best self and understand that the possibilities are unlimited and anything can be created as long as they believe. Butterflies, yellow, pink, kitty cats, flowers, orange, could all be sniffing green. And then show your support. I was just saying too. Say support. 40, 29. Seeing rainbows, birds. You could have birds as a kid. You got some passed on loved ones here. See a father. See, it looks like a sister maybe. Some other ones. But you're sitting there and you're understanding. You could have braids. You could have just changed your hair. Could be a Virgo. Could be love the water. Something about the water though. Something about a boat. Something about a boat. Something about a lake. Get in nature. Ground yourself. Learn how to ground yourself. The ancestors are here though.
Take 5. You stay in your car because we're faster than you think.
Oil change is done. Done so fast I didn't even have time to finish knitting these sweaters. Oh well.
Hold us.
Take 5 to stay in your car. 10-minute oil change.
Love matters. 43. Again. I can't get that card. Love matters. So. See, have the strength in you. See, again, balancing both energy because you got the mother and you got the lioness and lion. Just balancing everything, understanding. Truly, but again, eagles, hawks, birds. Again, ships, flowers, stars, star seeds. But truly, all innocence. Once you get back to your innocence, then you understand. Because children being hurt should have never happened. Yeah, all those things that are being said, that's true. You don't have to believe me, it's true though. He did those things. Truly, he needs help. The government, what they did, they need to think, they need to accept responsibility and take action to start rehabilitating. Truly. And stop trying to control everything. Because that's what Diddy did. For centuries, for generations. Believe it or not, that's what he did. It is that bad. And I'm telling you what I see. And it's not good. It's literally like it's darkness. Empty neighborhoods. This fear. But literally you don't even like yourself. Now you gotta sit with yourself. And everybody else is gonna have to sit with themselves. You can't run away from God and karma. And we say karma, but let's just say God. And let's just say horrible accidents. our ancestors, and the people that you unalived. They're all here. That's what it's been about. I've been telling you this. They've been wanting their justice, and that's it. And they're here to claim it. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's what he said. And that's his story, and that's what he's sticking to. So, hopefully, you got something out of that. I'm going to just grab the center deck and just get you a last message. Ooh, hide. Right here. 43. You could be 43. Ground yourself, tree. Come on. Start thinking. It's sprouting. You're starting to expand. The consciousness is shifting. It's shifted. That's why I was asking about the timelines, because timelines are behind. You're behind timelines. Y'all never knew what was going on. You never knew. You think they're going to let our energy out? You think you're going to truly understand about that you can swap? You cannot swap nothing, because when you know your power, and that's y'all. The divine ones are here already. They've been doing the work, and they've been helping people, and they powerful, very powerful beings are here. Y'all can believe it or not. You can believe in gifts. You can believe in the spiritual part. You can believe in whatever you want. You can believe that none of this happened. That I'm not here telling you this, and you won't see this. It don't really matter to me. Because if you've gotten this far, then you know what I'm talking about. Because watch this one. It changes. That's why those other videos, when they get put, I'll put them out. The information's almost the same, a little bit, but a little bit different, a little bit more broader. But you have a beautiful day. And nobody's told you they love you. I love you. The Lord loves you. And learn to start loving yourself. Understand that none of this was your fault. None of it, because it was meant to happen. That's it. When you understand that they controlled everything, and to the point of your life has been a lie.